Hi guys. All right. So in this video I'm going to be teaching us how to make another version of ourselves, okay? So once you open your CapCut application, remember that I love CapCut so much and I love using it. We're going to import our footage into our timeline, okay? And for the purpose of this video, I already made a video that would be using for this cloning. I would select it and I would add it to my timeline. All right. So normally if you'd want to make a clone, or let me use the word, you want to make another version of yourself, you want to duplicate yourself or have yourself act different characters and merge it into one video, then you really have to start the work when you're shooting the video, okay? So you have to start when you're shooting the video because that is where the major work is. So this is just one single script that I had to create, and I shot the video at once. So this is one record and it gave me 4 minutes. But the two scenes, the two characters are all in this video. So we're going to just split them up and create one single video that would have two of them um together in the particular scene, right? All right. So if you are excited, I want you to stay glued to the screen because I'm excited and this is actually going to be fun. All right. So this is my screen. What you have to make sure when you're creating a video where you need to duplicate your personality or act different characters, what you must bear in mind is that you have to make sure that your video camera is static, okay? It does not change position, it remains or retains the same position all through the video shoots, both for the first character and also for the second character, right? So that is what I did here. Actually, I kept the camera steady and shot the first character by my left, okay, by your left too. Then when I was done shooting this character, I now moved to the other side. I rolled the chair, still with the camera on and the video still recording. I shot the character of the second I shot the yeah, I shot the second character, okay? So now another thing you must also bear in mind is that your lightning is very important, okay? Your lightning has to be steady. It has to be steady. Mine was not steady because the camera just kept adjusting the light itself. I use ring light and yes, an external light too, and also the bulb light from the electricity. So the light was steady actually when I started, but I mean the camera just kept changing the light. So it would have been best to shoot this outside where the light would be steady, where I just have to use natural light and the light is steady. Or well, natural light can also change because the light can come and go. Another way to do that is just to make sure that your light is steady and you're not using external light, okay? The light is not shaking. So let's just get right into it and we'll find a way to balance that up, definitely. All right, so this is our first character and we are going to start first by trimming down the first character. We do not want to show this part where I'm entering and sitting down, okay? So we are just going to trim that off and start from where I started talking. So that is the first thing I usually do when the second thing actually when I import a video. The first thing I do is to touch up the whole video, okay? I touch up the whole video. So I think we should start with that. So I go to enhance, or rather adjust, and I touch the saturation. I increase the saturation to what I want, and I actually like doing that for the whole video first before cutting, because once I'm done cutting, to put the saturation for all of them is going to be very difficult. Once you've cut your video, it's going to be difficult to maintain that saturation because you would have to select each of the cut clips and fix their saturation. So I prefer to do it for the whole video and get the nature of what I want first before I will start splitting or start trimming down, okay? So I'll just touch up my saturation and increase it a bit. I think 27 is perfect for the video, accurate. And I told us then in the video, I just like touching the saturation and a little bit of the sharpness and that is all I get to touch. I usually don't touch any other thing because I try to get every other thing on set before importing it to my app, okay, to my editing app. So brightness will come in if I shot this video at night where everywhere is dark and I want to brighten it up a bit, then I can include the brightness. Okay, I can touch up the brightness. But with this my video, wow, this is beautiful. So see, the saturation and the sharpness has actually brought out the beauty of this video. So I think 11, 15 is perfect. Right, good. So this is sharp, then the saturation is also beautiful. Let's leave it at 30. Good. So having done this, I think I am good with the video. Now I adjust my audio for the video as well. For the purpose of this, okay, I will have to just increase the volume a bit, since the volume would also be hitting you as I'm recording. I would prefer to keep it minimal, all right? So the volume, the voice won't be too loud. So I'll just prefer to reduce it. But if I'm to export a video where I'm shooting a YouTube video or whatever video I'm shooting, I'll increase the volume to my thirst. Okay, so I touch up the volume. So these are the basic things I do, and then I hit on with other things before I even start trimming. All right. So having done this, guys, the next thing is for us to get our footage. We have to get the correct storyline. Remember, we've written our script already, and from that script we've shot our video. So we have to get the storyline now on the editing app. So this other part where I'm working in, I do not want that to reflect in the video. All right, so just me setting up. So I'm going to just hit, I hope you can all see my screen. So yes, I'm just going to hit the, let me delete this. Okay, so I'm just going to hit my tap on the screen. All right, then I'm going to split at this point the whole of this first part. I want to be using this so you can be seeing what I'm touching. This part I do not need it, so I'm just going to highlight it. Right, I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to delete, right? So all that setup is gone. Now my video is starting exactly where I want it to start, right? The video editing masterclass. In today's class, I'm going to be awesome. So I can't really hear what's happening. So I think I'll have to remove this mic because the mic is stopping the audio from playing out. So I can't hear what's happening. So I'll just quickly remove the mic. How to change your background, how to blur your background, how to add background music, how to add text, how. So let's start again. Hi guys, welcome to the first day of the video editing masterclass. In today's class, I'm going to be. Okay. In today's class, I'm going to be teaching us a lot of things about video editing, which includes how to have multiple layers of video in one video, how to add layers, how to change your background, how to blur your background, how to add background music, how to add text, how to enhance the beauty of your face, how to clone and have someone else and have another version of yourself. I'm also going to be teaching us how to freeze, yes, how to freeze in your videos, and also how to unfreeze in your videos. I'm also going to be teaching us a lot about. Okay, so see this part, I do not want it. So I'm just going to quickly trim that out, right? Need to be teaching us a lot about videos. I'm also going to be teaching. So from this part, I'm also going to, I'm just going to quickly clip it, split it. I'll just split it and then move to the other part and then crop out the other part where I was really trying to remember what I wanted to say. All right, so that was all for the first character. Now I had put a demarcation. I had used, let me show us what I used as my demarcation. So I had used this line as my demarcation, so that nothing that the other character is doing would cross this line, and nothing that this other character is doing would cross this line. So that was my demarcation. So I made sure that when I had crossed, I looked, and I was very sure that I wasn't entering into the other side. If not, it's going to really affect the whole edit. Okay, awesome. So let's get our second character. All right, so this is where the second character started. Remember, I had written my script and I knew exactly what I wanted to create, right? So my second character starts here. So I'll just split this and delete this other whole part that I was being dramatic. I'm just going to delete that because I do not need it, right? So now this is my second character trying to tell my first character that she should give me an opportunity to talk. She's been the only one talking since I want to say something, right? So that is the second character here. And this is also continuation where she now finally started talking and down to the end, right? So this is still the second character, and we are just going to maintain that until good. So this is where the second character ended. Stay tuned. Awesome. So I'm going to just split that up. Good. So we have our second character. We have the role of our second character. Now these other parts, I had to also take the role of the first character to say the last goodbye, right? So this is the character of the first. This is the first character here. So I'm just going to split that again. Split. And I'm going to delete. This is the whole part where I was trying to move back to the first character. So I just have to delete it. Right. Good. So this is now the first character again, where she also said her own bye. Stay tuned. Bye. Right. Awesome. Okay, guys. So we are now going to remove these ending parts that we don't need. She has said her own bye. Stay tuned. So we will just split that up again. Then delete this whole part where I had to go and pick up my camera. So we click and delete. Then the ending part we don't want is Capcut here. So we also delete it. Awesome, guys. So we have our footage. We have our footage. Let's bring this together. Now we have 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, these 3 are our footages. Okay. And we need to merge them together. Remember that the first one is the first character, right? This is the first character. Now this is the second character, and this is the ending part of the first character, which I should have shot together with the first character, but I forgot that I had to now shoot it at the end. We are still going to merge that together. So now we have to merge these 2 characters together, the first and the second. Now this is the first and this is the second. So for the second, we are going to use overlay. All right, so we are going to convert it to an overlay. So we find overlay. Here is overlay. We quickly click and make it an overlay and drag it to the beginning to start with this one, right? Awesome. Okay, so having done that, guys, we now have it this way, but the second character is actually covering up the first. So how do we max it together? Now this is the exciting part, guys. This is the exciting part. So now we are going to click on the second, and we are going to find the max section. Where are you, max? Okay, max is here. We click on max. We want to max the second on top of the first. Now we're going to use split because we want it to split. We don't want to we're not going to use the circle, rectangle, or the other max features we have. We are going to use what? Split. So this has split the two videos. This is the first character, this is the second character. Awesome, guys. Who is excited? Now this is coming together beautifully well. So now we are going to use our hand, both hands on the screen, and we're going to touch the split. All right, we're going to just rotate it. Right, so which angle should we rotate it, guys? Right, so the two characters appear, not this other way. If not, you're wiping off the two characters. So we are going to rotate it this way and put it. Remember our demarcation line where we fixed it? We said nothing is supposed to cross that. So we quickly rotate it. I prefer to keep it at 90 degrees so that it will be exact. But no matter the degree you keep it, it still works right. Good, guys. Don't we have this? Where is our demarcation line? This is our demarcation line. So awesome. Who is excited? All right, so we have done that. So let's play it and see if it works. Hi guys, welcome to the first day of the video editing masterclass. In today's class I'm going to be I'm going to be teaching us a lot of things about video editing, which includes how to have multiple layers of video in one video, how to add layers, how to change your background, how to blur your background, how to add background music, how to add text, how to enhance the beauty of your face, how to clone and have someone else and have another version of yourself. I'm also going to be teaching us how to freeze. Yes. Awesome. So the idea is that at this point where I say freeze, that I'm going to freeze this second character because she has been disturbing me. She does not want me to talk, right? So the idea is to clone this, is to freeze this first character for saying this. So I'm actually doing both cloning and freezing together in this video, right? So we have cloned this. So and have so she's still saying I want to talk. I'm also going to be teaching us how to freeze. Good. Yes. So at this point where she said freeze, we are going to freeze the second character. So now how do we freeze? We select this particular the second character, and then you have your freeze session, right? You have your freeze session. Can we see it, guys? You have your freeze session. So you click on what? Freeze. So it automatically freezes this lady at this part where the first character says what? Freeze. So she's been talking a lot and she doesn't want her to continue talking and disturbing her, so she freezes her. So let's see what we've got. Someone else. I think I will spread out the screen so that I could see clearly. And have another version of yourself. I'm also going to be teaching us how to freeze. Yes. Right. You see that, guys? So this is happening in one scene. We have merged it. It's obvious that it is just one room, two chairs, okay? Two different characters, even though they are the same character, but we have made it look so seamlessly together as one particular scene, right? So we've also introduced what? Freezing. If you notice, there are many content creators that use this. So this is how it is being done. So you just click on freeze and freeze. So now that freezing just happened for a short while, right? See how the freezing just happened for a short while, but we want this freezing to be just more than that, right? The freezing just happened for a short while, but we want to keep the lady freezed up until she says unfreeze, right? So we keep her freezed. Teaching us how to freeze. Yes. How to freeze in your videos, and also how to. So at this point she says unfreeze. That's where we want this freeze to stop. So we can just drag this, or basically duplicate it, right? Because I think the second limit is limited. It can't go beyond 2.9 seconds. So we just duplicate it. Where is my copy? We just copy it, right? So it's going to copy this particular freeze, and we just shift it and bring in our freeze. Hope you understand what I'm doing. So I'm bringing in my freeze to this point because I want it to just be one flow. So the freeze is going to continue until she says unfreeze.
How to freeze, yes, how to freeze in your videos, and also how to unfreeze
Good.
in your videos.
You see that worked, right? So you see that worked. So at this point, we have freezed and we have freezed and unfrozen. Please. So we have shown you how to freeze and unfreeze, right? So freeze.
How to freeze,
It means you should freeze this,
how to
right?
freeze in your videos, and also how to unfreeze in your
So we just
videos.
unfreezed her. Good. So now the idea is that when she is being unfreeze, she's going to get angry and she's going to freeze back the first character and continue because she really wanted to talk. So now that is the script you wrote. Okay, the script can be anything you want it to be, depending on how you write it. You write and shoot it. So the script now is that she's going to get angry and she's going to freeze this first character back. All right, for what she's done. So let's get her to
Unfreeze in your videos.
good. So that split scene, at this point she's supposed to freeze her too. So we are just going to extend this other character a bit to get to the point where the second character will freeze her.
Unfreeze in your videos. I'm also going to be just a lot.
Good. So at this point where she good. At this point where she freezes her is where we want this other first character to freeze. So we're just going to drag this up a bit.
It's just a lot about.
Good. Where she said about, right? We're going to put a freeze there now.
Just a lot about.
Extend a bit. Nope. All right. Listen. Good.
I'm also going to be just a lot about.
Good. So we're going to freeze this other one here because that is where this one got angry and freezed her. Or froze her rather. And froze her. So we freeze this character too here at this point. So that's it.
Just a lot about. So also, just like you said, you're going to learn a lot in this class about.
Okay, so the freezing is quite short, so she has to remain frozen. She has to remain frozen until the second character is done talking. So let's see how that goes.
About. It's just a lot about. So also, just like you said, you're going to learn a lot.
Good. So we are going to extend this other freeze, right? Up until she's done talking.
So also.
We're going to keep her frozen.
So also, just like you said, you're going to learn a lot in this class about transition. About. So also, just like you said, you're going to learn a lot in this class about transition.
I don't know how this is not part of what we want.
You're going to learn a lot in this class about transition.
So we are going to drag it. Yep. We're going to extend it up until she's done talking and she unfreezes her. Alright, so we just have to keep dragging it until she's done talking. She has to remain frozen. Frozen, right? So let's see how that goes.
See in your videos, alright? Then tomorrow we're going to move it further. We're talking about different social media platforms and how to create videos there, how to create your YouTube video, Instagram video, TikTok video, and how to create everything you're going to be taught. Alright guys, should we unfreeze her or should we leave her in this state for a while? Alright, I guess we should unfreeze her so both of us get to talk, right? Unfreeze. Sorry. Should we unfreeze?
Alright, so I want to get it. I want it to be accurate. I want it to. I don't want.
Right? Unfreeze.
Alright, so she didn't unfreeze immediately. She said unfreeze. So we have to bring it back a little bit more because we want it to be accurate.
Alright, I guess you should freeze her so both of us get to talk, right? Or freeze.
Okay, no, that was very fast. It has to match. You really have to be patient.
Or freeze.
Okay, so you. Okay, there was a part we removed. Yes. We shouldn't have removed that part. All right, so there's something we removed that we shouldn't have deleted, so that the flow would be there. If not, okay, I think we don't need it because it's not going to reflect her jumping back, right? So we're just going to put
Right? Or freeze.
okay, so we're just going to reduce this a bit to get to that jerking part. It has to start from that jerking part because that's the idea of her being unfrozen.
Sorry.
All right, so a little more and we are good. All right, guys, so I hope you're following.
Or freeze.
All right, so it took a while, so we want to reduce it a bit.
Should
Let's
freeze
see
her so
about
both of
that.
us get to talk, right? Or freeze.
All right, so that is how she unfroze her.
Alright, guys.
All right, so we have to make sure that both of them end at the same time. Okay, that is quite tricky. Oh god, we really need to find a way to make sure that both of them end at the same time, that both of them start saying the same says the same thing at the same time and ends this game. All right, so let's see about that.
Alright, I guess you should freeze her so both of us get to talk, right? Or freeze. Sorry.
Okay, so we see that she is saying all right first before this other character, so we really need to find a way.
Or freeze. Or freeze. Sorry.
Okay, so we see that there is a little hinge between that freeze and unfreeze. Okay, that part we shouldn't have removed it, but another way around it is to either bring it back, because we can actually bring it back. Another way around it is to either bring it back, or we can just put a transition. So I think I'll prefer to put a transition, because even if we bring it back, we still have to put a transition. So I prefer a transition that actually shows that she's being unfrozen. I think a transition would, okay, a simple transition that won't be too shouty. All right, let's see about that.
Or freeze.
All right,
Or freeze.
good. So I think it's so okay. Let me see if we can see something simpler that won't be something basic that will just blur out. Just a quick shift. Okay, I think basic would help us. All right, so let's just use bubble blow. Should we use bubble blow? Let's try bubble blow. All right, let's try bubble blow.
Or freeze.
All right, so I think that goes for us, or we can actually find out. Let's try this other one.
Or freeze.
Okay, no, this one zoomed in. It's going to show that difference, so we can't use that. Let's use this flash as though she received anointing, right? Let's see that.
Or freeze.
Okay, so that flash,
Alright.
that flash, is okay. Is there?
Or freeze.
Okay, so it's one-sided, so it's going to be obvious that the flash was just one-sided. So we can just decide to make it on both sides. So the best way to do that is to put, when she says on freeze.
Or freeze.
Okay.
Freeze.
Okay. So it's it has she has been frozen. The freeze has been removed from her.
Or freeze.
So yes, she's back now.
Sorry. Alright guys. Alright guys. Stay tuned.
Okay. All right, so we need to slow down this stay tuned, right? We need to slow it down so that both of them get to say it at the same time. Because this flash shows that there is yeah, that she's been unfrozen. So what we can do is just put a flash that will just go through the whole video, right? So that it won't just be one-sided. Good. Or we remove everything flash. I think I will just want to remove everything flash. So that I just want something simple. Yeah, blow. I've been looking for you. Good. Okay. So pop pop pop. So yeah, I think we should just remove the transition because it's giving us that disparity. It's showing us that there are two different videos that are being merged here. So I think we can just remove the transition and bring back the other guy. Cool? Yes.
Sorry.
All right. So I would want to bring back the other guy. So what I would do is to go back and bring him back. I think it will give us a smoother transition, right? To give us a smoother it will give us something smoother to work with. So at this point I will just extend this. All right. Then I would split. So I need this my guy to move to the other side. Good. Let's see how that comes. Okay. Let's see how that comes. So she was actually I actually stood still. So it's going to make it difficult for them to know that I actually unfroze. Because I wasn't moving, so it's going to be difficult for people to know that I froze actually. Okay, so I'll just put that out. So we'll just leave it the way it is. Right.
Sorry.
So I think this serves.
Sorry. Alright.
Okay, so we need to drag her a bit so that the all right will land together. Where did she say all right? Alright. So where she said all right.
Guys. Alright guys. Stay tuned. Alright guys. Stay tuned.
Okay, so I think it matches though. They don't have to say it at the same time. But if we wanted them to say it at the same time, we would have worked on it. We'll just delay her returning. We'll just put some slow-mo so that they would say all right guys at the same time.
Alright guys. Stay tuned.
So I think it still matches, okay? So if they say at the same time,
Sorry. Alright guys. Stay tuned.
good. I think it's still fine the way they say stay tuned, okay? You just came one after the other and it was so smooth. And the whole sorry, apology, and look all mashed up. So
sorry. Alright guys. Stay tuned.
Good guys, good. Our video is ready. Our video is ready. So let's have a rundown from beginning to the end. We finally trimmed it down to 2 minutes 17 seconds. So let's have a rundown of it from
Hi guys.
beginning.
Welcome to the first day of the video editing masterclass. In this class I'm going to be In today's class, I'm going to be teaching us a lot of things about video editing, which includes how to have multiple layers of video in one video, how to add layers, how to change your background, how to blur your background, how to add background music, how to add text, how to enhance the beauty of your face, how to clone and have someone else and have another version of yourself. I'm also going to teach us how to freeze. Yes, how to freeze in your videos, and also how to unfreeze in your videos. I'm also going to be teaching us a lot about So also, just like she said, you're going to learn a lot in this class about transition, how to grow your background, how to enhance a beautiful face, how to add text and different features you can use in adding text. We're going to teach you how to do slow motion, how to make the camera follow you in a video that was initially shot in a static manner. You're just going to learn a lot about the features that you see in your videos. All right. Then tomorrow we're going to move it further. We're talking about different social media platforms and how to create videos there, how to create your YouTube video, Instagram video, TikTok video, how to create your movies, how to create your blogs, and how to create your reaction videos. And then we're also going to be looking at how to create your whiteboard animation and information art. We're also going to be teaching you how to monetize your skill as a video editor. I hope you get to learn a lot, and I hope you get to follow every lesson and practice everything you're going to be taught. Alright guys, should we unfreeze her or should we leave her in this place for a while? Alright, I guess we should freeze her so both of us get to talk, right? Unfreeze. Sorry. Alright guys. Stay tuned.
Awesome, 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 awesome. So guys, this is it. This is how to edit your, clone yourself and max it together, and then apply freeze as well. All right, so I believe you guys have learned a lot in this single video alone, and I would want to hear your feedback. What is it like for you? Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm expecting all of us to go back and shoot our videos, okay, and try to max ourselves. Just knowing this is not enough until you've tried it. That is when you know your errors, you get to know how to do it better, and you get to become a pro in it. That you can do it in split of seconds or in few minutes, and your job is done. Okay. So I need to go and practice it. Remember that your lightning is very important, okay? Your lightning is very important. There were some, change in lightning at different points in this video, okay? Some people might notice it, some people might not notice it, but there was changes in the lightning. So your lightning has to be static, okay? I do not have a lightning set up. If not, I would have used a lightning set up. I only have a ring light that I use, and then the natural bulbs, which were all fluctuating in current in the appearance, okay? So but make sure that your lightning is balanced enough and is continuous throughout your video. It doesn't change, it remains the same. And that is why it's best to use your own static light, because natural light can come and go, and by the time you're shooting your second character, the weather has already changed, so it's really going to affect that. So get a stable light all through till you're done shooting your videos, and it's going to give you something beautiful. So guys, I believe you enjoyed this, and I believe you've learned a lot. Just go and practice it. And so this is it on cloning and masking together with freezing and unfreezing. I hope you learned a lot. All right guys, so we are going into the next lesson.